I wasted thousands of dollars trying to grow my beauty brand too fast. I gave away too much product. I overspent on packaging. I hired people before I actually needed them. And the biggest thing, I forced growth with ads before I had proof. And none of it worked the way I thought it would. If you are building something, especially a product-based business, this video might save you from making the same mistake I did. Social media makes slow growth feel like failure. We get a lot of pressure from social media. We see so many brands growing quickly. We see other brands scaling, and we feel left behind. And we believe that speed equals success. But in the real world, we have to take our time and we have to grow as quickly as our brand will allow us. And a lot of times, these different brands will be able to grow quickly because they might have way more financial resources than a person who is starting from scratch. And speed does not equal success. Mistake number one, which a lot of people, when they're starting their business, make this mistake, and that's giving away too much free product. Generosity without a plan is just leakage. I was sending too many free samples with no tracking system, no clear return on investment strategy, and I was emotionally giving versus strategically giving. So what I would do different is I would test smaller batches and maybe have one product that you might send out samples. I would have a clear UGC agreement and make sure that it's an equal exchange. And I would definitely make sure I had a commission tracking system. Mistake number two, overspending on packaging. I invested in aesthetics before I proved demand. A lot of these custom product box manufacturers have high minimums. When we're starting out, it's not very smart to buy too many custom boxes for one product because we want to look established. What happened to me was I bought a bunch of custom boxes at very high minimums, but I had a product manufacturer who went out of business. So I was stuck with a bunch of custom boxes that had no purpose. So I wasted hundreds on boxes and I wasted my time customizing all these boxes for products that are no longer available. And this is why flexibility matters. It would have been smarter to go with a manufacturer that had way smaller minimums or started my own, made my own product packaging. And then as I grew and demand was more, then I could customize my packaging. Mistake number three, I hired too soon. I hired to feel legitimate instead of hiring from necessity. I hired freelancers because there were certain things that I'm like, hey, I don't have time for this. Or, you know what? This is busy work. I'm going to hire someone to do this. I hired designers, helpers. I wanted to feel like a real CEO. That's why we start businesses, right? Because we can feel like we're a CEO. Now, the thing that I tell everyone who wants to start a business from what I learned is you should personally master your craft first. You should know the ins and outs of every part of your business. There are some things that maybe we might want to delegate to a professional. For example, web design. If we're not very savvy on developing a website, then maybe hire someone to do that. But pick and choose what you need someone's help for. Now, for example, social media posting. I even at first hired someone to do that, and I quickly realize that I can post my own social media. I don't need someone else to post for me. And that's something that I need to know because I need to be able to interact with my comment section and my subscribers and people that are possibly interested in purchasing my product. And if I wasn't interacting with them, then are these people that I'm hiring, are they going to be able to interact with them in the right type of way? So, delegation works better after you clarify what you actually need help with. Number 4 is a mistake that I see a lot of businesses falling for, and that's trying to accelerate growth with ads. Ads don't fix a weak foundation, they actually amplify it. If your messaging is not clear, if your website is confusing, if your product doesn't have the right pictures, your ads are not going to work. And, slapping some AI voice and an AI person onto your ad is not going to make people want to click or buy your products. You need to have organic proof before you start spending. Ads don't solve messaging problems. They actually burn your budget without having a refined offer. This is why organic traction first matters. And yes, it's much slower. And yes, it's sometimes frustrating to, have to develop that organic buzz about your business. But that's just the world that we live in today. And instead of focusing on spending on ads, what I'm personally focusing on now is that organic traction. Once that happens, and while that happens, that's when you could start running your ads. If I started my business with what I know today, I would first validate one hero product. I would then build organic proof first, keep my packaging flexible, delay hiring, and lastly, reinvest my profits slowly. If you're building something, don't rush the part that builds trust. I'm learning this in real time. And if you want to see how I adjust moving forward, subscribe and follow the journey. Till next time.